You don't have to pay anything. So how do these Chinese companies survive, generate profits, and keep their own pace of growing without charging commissions? I believe the answer lies in innovations. By innovations, I mean you gotta look really deep into the industry and try to locate your own revenue source. That's what we are trying to do at B2B.com. And also, with the topic of today's presentation, an integrated and mature business model. So before we jump into that topic, let's spend a couple seconds on the context. We all know what happened last week. According to IMF, China just overtook the US as the world's largest economy with a total value of $17.6 trillion US. I mean, this is the world that we are living in. Currently, when we talk about international trade, you just cannot overlook this vast market where you have thousands and thousands of customers. I guess the same rule applies to the Bitcoin universe too. So, a bit of information about myself. I'm the international market director at Btctrade.com, one of the largest trading platforms in China. And my agenda today, now if you take a look, consists of three major parts. First of all, cross-border B2B payments. Second, digital assets investment. And most importantly, our very own business model. If you look at the pie chart on the left, intuitively, transactions between Bitcoin and Chinese yuan takes up over half of the transactions worldwide. So what is actually going on in China is, while still maintaining a hyperactive market, Bitcoin's function as a payment instrument is coming up to stage. We could see this from the development of the mobile clients. Well, they are still under development, but we are going to see that in the near future. Also, I listed the trading volume, the figures on the right of the three largest trading platforms in China. So basically, the minimum daily trading volume is over 55,000 Bitcoin per day. Well, I personally have heard of rumors accusing us of market manipulations. But personally, I cannot comment on that. But what I can assure you is that our company has an honorable history. Actually, this is also part of our corporate culture. We cherish our reputation in the community, and this is the foundation of our business model. So, about cross-border payments. Inefficiencies of traditional cross-border payments could be seen everywhere. So basically what happens is, for example, a British company making US dollar payment to a Korean company. What's going on is the British company transferred the necessary dollar amount to the bank account of the Korean company's bank account in the US. But if the Korean company does not maintain a bank account in the US, what happens is the money will be transferred to the Korean company's bank's corresponding bank in the US. So the describing process takes forever. But with Bitcoin, you guys know this better than I do. Basically what happens is, and then there's it. So with our platform, once we receive payment from the buyer, we freeze the account and this kind of money, and then inform the seller to make shipments. And once the delivery is confirmed, we will unfreeze this money, and then this will be directly transferred into the seller's account. So thanks to computer science, all this could happen within seconds. But why we say now is the exact moment to develop cross-border payments? Why today? Well, we can see this from two aspects. First of all, the attitude of Chinese government. Last year, Chinese government, the State Council, released a series of official documents aiming at lowering the international trade barriers. Also, we can see this from the establishment of SPFTZ, namely Shanghai Pilot Free Trade Zone. So basically, you have all those policies aiming at lowering the barriers. You get more flexible bank settlements, you get lower tax rate, and so on and so forth. Also, we can see this from an increasing demand. For safety and price gap concerns, Chinese companies are craving for foreign goods and commodities. Last year, the overseas online shopping exceeded 60 billion yuan. I mean online, attention, online. So this means you do not count in the Chinese customers queuing up at the Apple stores in the US and those ransacking the Lafayette department store in Paris, online, 60 billion yuan. So besides, all those major e-commerce players in China have subsequently launched their own international versions. Alibaba, which just went public in the US with an IPO amount of over 20 billion US dollars. JD.com, the list goes on and on. So they will need a more flexible and efficient way to settle their own cross-border payments. And then we come to the digital assets investment. Recently, our company just launched a financial product which offers 15 to 18% of annual return, which is approximately 3 to 4 times of traditional financial products in China. So how do we generate our own profits? First of all, we have fees on cash withdrawals. So if you want to withdraw cash from your own balance account in our platform within 24 hours, then you have to pay a rate of 0.4%. But if you just cannot wait for even 2 hours, you can do it within 1 hour. It's not possible. But you pay a bit more. You pay 1%. Also, the second way is through leverage transactions. We charge interest on that too. And then we have fees in US dollar transactions, which we just launched this June. It's 0.1%. But why we see this product is feasible? Because to better understand that, you have to know that there is currently an exchange control, very, very strict one on every Chinese individual in the country. So basically, your annual purchase amount is limited to 50,000 US dollars per day, which hardly meets the real needs of real demands of Chinese people to pay their tuitions, not to mention to do their business overseas. So they are desperately in need of such products. Also, for the security concerns, you guys know the technology stuff better than I do. Basically, what we have is a publicized account address where you can trace where money is going and whether it's still there in the platform rather than being invested by the platform, rather not out of your own view. Also, we would have to deposit a sufficient amount of margin at the authority. So this is like a whole, basically the whole system how this goes. But we have to admit that this system requires multilateral cooperations, and we are currently still working on that. For a mature business model, a good timing matters too. Here we list our own development history for your concerns. Over 1 year, we came from scratch to one of the largest trading platforms in China. So, but what is there that really motivates us to think about creating a brand new business model? Externally, there is currently a trend of merging and acquiring in China, where the big companies say, OKCoin has started their series of acquiring and merging business. Basically, the small exchanges, the startups are all being acquired by those big ones. And we have also received angel investments. That means we have sufficient capital amount to carry out such products, such immense products. Internally, we have an elite technology team which are former employees of Microsoft, Alibaba, and those mega sets. Also, we have a risk control department made of financial experts and a 24/7 customer hotline team. So they deal with the customer relationships, especially. Such elements are, let's say, all necessary, but I believe the last piece of puzzle that integrates them all is an eminent execution team. So our CEO, Mr. Zhang, is an alumnus of Northeastern University. He used to be a chief engineer at Microsoft Research Asia. He started his own entrepreneurial career with a group buying website. And he also used to work in the configuration of the platform of Alibaba. In 2011, he created the prototype of our team in Vancouver, Canada. And Chinese identity, global perspective. That's what we say at btctrade.com. And this is the wheel provided by our COO and co-founder, Mr. Wang. Also, we have an expert in technology, Mr. Yang, another Mr. Yang, with abundant experience and expertise in the legacy's moderness. In addition, through the past 1 year, thanks to our great team, we haven't suffered from any staff resignation, which is a priceless treasure to us. So basically, this is a general review of our current situation. We've just covered most of them, but we are going to talk about the most important part of today's presentation, our ecosystem, what I just talked about before, our own business model. So basically, it includes 3 parts: a trading platform, online payments, and financial services. So far, our trading platform has opened agency trading, leverage trading in Chinese yuan, and US dollars coming soon. Leverage trading requires a large amount of trading volume and is costly, but we see this works well because it provides with a more diversified and complete financial investment tool. This also complies with the trend that Bitcoin is becoming a real financial derivatives, forwards and futures. Also, it satisfies customers' own view to diversify their own portfolio. As for the US dollar version, this is the first and the most important step in our international campaign. We charge lower commissions than the international ones, and we have 24/7 experts, customer relationship experts too. Also, there's another huge advantage. That is, you can diversify your own investment portfolio with both Chinese yuan and US dollars within one platform. To facilitate our customers' transactions, we also, which I just mentioned, this is actually not the first time we go international. We used to be the co-founding team and the maintenance team of one of the largest trading platforms in Japan as well. Also, we have launched our mobile clients, which are currently in Chinese, but the English version is coming soon. I added a hyperlink before, but it turned out that we cannot actually show it to you, which is a pity. But if you are really interested, probably you can go to our website and give it a try. So it's btctrade.com, really easy to remember. Online payments, it consists of 4 parts. First of all, an exchange mechanism. So basically, you use your own balance account in our platform to purchase stuff with a API linked to the shopping sites. Also, a third-party guarantee, which I just mentioned, the cross-border payments, and mobile wallets. So you use these in our mobile clients to purchase daily provisions, let's say. Also, we have a special business too. That is, we have a separate web page that's selling game point cards. So for the game players, when you want to purchase game points cards, you just do the transactions within, you pay and buy all in our platform. We will deal with the rest with those game providers. Financial services. With the industry getting more specialized and customized, now we provide with various financial services to our customers. But we decide to focus solely on P2P lending. Why do we do this? Because first of all, this is a pure service. So we do not involve in the transactions. We are basically providing a channel to make them get acquaintance with each other, get in contact. So this means we have lower risk. Also, this way we can involve in more customers, draw more attention from the whole community, and even people who are not really familiar with what Bitcoin is, how it works, the whole operating system. Also, we have 2 different types, which the second one is in collaboration with yuanbao.com. So what is the major distinction? That is the collateral. So you have a more stringent standard on the collateral, and you get a different payment. So this is the review of what I just said. Trading platform, online payment, and financial services. Together, they platform, they constitute our very own ecosystem. This is what we do at Btctrade.com. So we do not charge any commissions, but still we gotta grow, and is one of the most competitive player in Chinese trading platforms. This is our website. We have both traditional Chinese version, simplified Chinese version, and an international version, which is in English. The domain name is really easy to remember. Apart from basic transactions, we also provide with professional K-line analysis. And it's totally free. And it's really easy to remember, just k.btctrade.com. That's it. So please feel free to use, and it is free indeed.
Where is the company based?
It's both in Beijing and Hong Kong. We have a special branch.
Do you have any plans for, I don't know, auditing the money that is on your accounts? You know, like everyone is wary of exchanges since months ago. So I'm curious, how do you tell people that you're 100%, that you have all the funds?
Well, like I just said, this whole industry is still growing in China, and because the government is really in favor of Bitcoin industry, so we don't have, let's say, official supervisory authority, but the government has started paying attention to this, and we are starting to implement our own system too. It's still under development.
Right, because for example, Bitstamp, you know, they had these audits that some external companies said that they are good with funds, and so, all right, I guess you have that in planned, right? Or, yeah. No, right.
Sorry. So, any other questions?
Yeah, so you said you had a slide about the exchange landscape in China, and you ranked them on volume. But you also said that most exchanges in China have no fees for trading itself. So how do you determine that you're really big? Like, isn't that volume just inflated because it's free anyway?
Well, I do not know about the other companies, but at Btctrade we have, well, it may sound like small, but how can I convince you that we do have a stringent system?
Yeah, I agree that I believe you that the volume is real, but it's just because there's no cost in creating volume because it's free. You don't charge fees for putting orders in the book or taking orders out. So how do you know that you're really like big? That it's not just two people with one Bitcoin selling it over the whole day?
Well, it's an interesting question, but because from till today we have registered user amount of 30,000.
Okay.
No, sorry, I got it's 300,000. And most of them are active on the market.
And also, are those numbers open? You have a page with those numbers?
Yeah, you can see all these informations, which are also accessible in our website, which is in English. So, if you have any further questions,
how do you reach your target markets basically, and what is it? Is it basically a lot of Chinese in the cities that have, good internet connections? Do you also contact people in rural areas, and how are the internet connections there? Do you have kind of a demographic about that?
Well, a bit of cultural background needs here, because in the rural areas in China, even banks, traditional bank agencies, especially in the southwest areas in China, even traditional banks find it hard to really penetrate in the remote area, because some of them like in let's say mountains. So how can you do business that way?
Yeah.
But yeah, most of them are in the major cities, such as Beijing, Shanghai, Hong Kong, Guangzhou.
Do you have problems in finding some banking relationships to support exchange?
Yes, actually we just started our public relations department really seriously, because previously it was our COO doing them all, but now we are starting recruiting experts in this and trying to get connection with the banking system. And last year we have attended 3 major forums in China to get involved the whole people from every sector related to Bitcoin industry, banking, university academics, So if you have further questions, please feel free to contact me after this. And also, if you have any proposal or you want to get connected to the Chinese community, please let me know. I'll be very happy to forward the message to our headquarters in Beijing. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. So we're going to have a little panel discussion.